Alright guys, this is the preview for this weekend's 2 tracks. The first one is Watkins Glen. Scheduled to be 80 laps, but probably won't be that high. Just for test, we'll do 5 laps, give you guys a good preview of how the track is going to be. Now there's 3 car choices for the first race, because they're using the supercars, the stunt cars. So you're either going to be a Tyrus, the ETR one, or the RE7B. And the RE7B is pretty good, except it wheel spins way too much. So the car that I usually choose is this one. It's actually a really good choice too. Now both these tracks were made by me. I could do a little more work on this Watkins Glen track if I had even like runoff areas and whatnot, but I think it's still pretty good. And as you come down the turn 1 here, you want to make a wide arc coming in, pull it down, go to the S's here, go to this right curb, bounce up a little bit, go over here, right down to that curb, then long straightaway. Coming up the bus stop, you really do not want to be too wide. Long right, you can get on that curb if you want. You don't want to get too over in the curb, or you're going to spin out if you're like right about here in the corner. Coming down to the left-hander, pulling all the way down left, arc it back, pull it down, hook it in, down the front straightaway, and that's 1 lap. Here you see me coming at full speed. You can go full throttle, but it's pretty risky right there. See how close I got to the wall there? This race is going to be pretty fast paced, especially with the catch-up and draft effects on GTA. Whew, that's close. At this corner, you really don't have to break your light off just like that. Definitely what's going to slow the pace if it does rain during this race, but I doubt it will. Keep going up to the left-hander here. You want to hook it all the way down, but it's so risky going full throttle through there sometimes. Let's just say there's someone here on my inside. With turn 1, let off, let them get through. They can probably pull a crossover on them. Going up through the S's, you can be too wide easy. 3 wide's a little risky though. Bus stop, if you really do have to go too wide and you're on the left side here, you're gonna have to line off just a hair, give him some room. Probably pull a crossover afterwards. But if you're the leader, you get a lot more room to work with. Let's come on to the final lap here. Just keep doing what we've been doing. Hook it all the way to the right. Don't want to do that. And that's 5 laps of preview of Watkins Glen. This is the second track for this weekend. It's probably one of the smallest ovals we'll be going to on the schedule here. We're going to be using the Drift Tampa, and it's scheduled to be 83 laps. But it's 3 laps equals 1 lap, so it'll be 249 laps. But for this, we'll do 3 laps. Customs off. Alright, let's go. Now, when the screen does pop up, yeah, there is 2 car choices, but it's so that you can have the Drift Tampa, because if you only have it selected on the Drift Tampa, it's going to have the choice to choose on a custom. So, that's why I had to put 2 cars like that. Oops. Alright, there we go. As we go here, this track still has a fairly good amount of space for passing, and well, maybe about 3 wide. If you really want to, you can use the high line here. It's pretty fast to get around somebody. But if you want to, you can also use that middle to bottom lane. That'll still get you pretty good corner speed, but the exit you're not going to be as fast. But 83 laps here is definitely going to be maybe a nightmare for some people. And if you notice about this track and the other one, there's 2 checkpoints, a primary and a secondary. I added that so people have a less likely chance of missing a checkpoint, which I doubt they want both tracks, in case you're wondering. Especially in the drift, you're going to be slipping and sliding a lot more than most likely the leader, but it'd be really interesting here when the lap traffic gets in the way of everybody else. Which lane to choose and then how to approach that. As you see here, this track is lit up for daytime and nighttime, so it's ready to go for that. Worked a lot on that. On the straightaway, it used to be just a tire barrier instead of these walls I'm using. And as it comes to the checkered flag, that is a preview of the 2 tracks for this weekend.